Grand Rising family, it's Tiffany Hills popping in with a video. All right. It's been brewing for quite some time, and now the energy is ready to be talked about. Okay, so this message is for the goddesses. Guys, y'all can come on in the room. You know, y'all not excluded. But okay, where do I want to start? Okay, well, let's just start with my profession, or my side profession. So, the salons are trauma centers. The salons are trauma centers, and stylists have been trained to shut down the crown chakra. Stylists have been trained to shut down the crown chakra on the black woman. Now, we know about relaxers. We know about how harmful relaxers are. We know how anything close to the brain. I mean, our skull is right here, but our scalp, we have pores in it, so it opens up to take in moisture. You know, we put the oil in our hair and things of that nature. So when you put a relaxer in, the chemicals from the relaxer is meant to shut down your crown chakra. Now, in the middle of our head, where the baby soft spot is, that's everybody's stress spot. Everybody's, men, women, that's everybody's stress spot. But it's also the seat of the soul, right? So when Madam C.J. Walker, if this is even true, created the pressing comb, the iron from the pressing comb and the heat from the pressing comb is, you go to the root of the hair to straighten it out, right? This causes chemical imbalance in the brain. This causes shutdown, because even though we've let go of the relaxers, a lot of us are still using heat on our hair. So this causes mental illness. Why do you think we just pop off the way we do? Why do you think we go from 0 to 100 and we're angry and we're just irate and all these things? Because we are mentally ill. So the salons have been trauma centers. The stylists have been trained, and I hear stylists say it all the time. When older women come in, they're like, "Well, my hair used to be so full. Why is it so thin now? I used to have just big old fro, and now it's just thin." Well, and they've been taught to say, "Oh, well, over time, as you get older, your hair gets thinner and it loses this and no, it does not. It's a lie. Your hair does not. Only when it is damaged." So, the crown chakra, the energy that was just poured out on the planet with, I had somebody put in the inbox, not the inbox, the comments today with the storm that happened in Detroit. She said the same things happened in South Carolina with the whole lightning. So, it's deep. It's deep. So, with all of these activations and all these downloads and all the stuff we say we getting, we got to clear first. And Mother CF said something very, very key in the podcast. She said, with all this clearing, all of this debris, all of this trash, everything that has to come out of it, it has to go somewhere. Well, we have to transmute it, right? So before we can really, I'm activated, I got this, and we, run around giving out all this information, there has to be a clearing. There has to be a personal clearing, right? So, let me just finish how, but Mama came through. Like, we talk about the black businesses and how all of the beauty supplies were shut down, and the Koreans came in and took over, and we don't have any more black businesses. Well, Mama came in and shut these black businesses down because we were peddling the relaxers. We were peddling the heat. We were peddling this damaged business. that was in the business of shutting down the crown chakra on the goddess. This is why it was a time when black women never even fathomed even thinking of any type of plastic surgery. So now you got the BBLs, you got all of the stuff that we're doing to our bodies. Our lashes so thick we can't even see. A lot of this stuff we're saying is beautiful, but it really is not. It's mental illness. It's mental illness, because if we're not connected to the earth, if we can't communicate with the animals, if we can't communicate with our children, if we can't heal our children, if we can't heal our men, that shit is just damage. It is what it is. I said what I said. So with the shutting down of this crown chakra, a lot of us the best thing that happened to us was the natural hair movement. I think this probably happened around maybe 2008, 9, up in there. And so we were, we got the downloads, and we started, we didn't want to do the heat. We didn't want to do the relaxers. We didn't want to do anything that was going to mess with the natural spiral of our hair, which is how the universe works, which was the video I gave yesterday. We are in this spiral now. So with the weaves, because I work in a salon, like a lot of us try to defend a lot of this shit simply because we really just don't know no better, really. But with the weaves, as I used to assist for a lot of the stylists, they would have me braid up their clients for some weaves. And so the problem with the weave ain't really the hair. The problem is you're binding up the hair. So as you braid the hair, then you have to sew onto the hair, and a lot of the people sew the tracks into the braids. And a lot of people would leave these weaves in for like 3 months. That is horrible for the hair. And when you take it out, it's this horrible dead smell, like something is like a dead animal, right? And you cannot wash that smell out. It has to various washes weeks apart in order to get that smell out. But for the most part, people will go right back into getting the weave reinserted into their hair, or reapplied, or reattached, or whatever the case may be. These women were so mentally ill that their hair was so damaged. I mean, I would have to create hair to braid. It's like hair patch. And I was like talking to the woman. Because I was a natural hairstylist, and so I'm like, and I'll talk about the naturals in a minute. It was just hard for me to work with their clients, because it was just too much damage. And so now wonder why I was hated in all these salons, because I brought this energy and this vibration that really put that illness in check. You know what I mean? I made people uncomfortable just by my very presence, right? But it dawned on me that a lot of the natural hair, they just, they never really went internal. Like, even though, okay, yeah, you wearing your hair natural, but now you got to go internal and heal that trauma. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of us don't see it as trauma. I'm better because my hair is not relaxed or colored or heat treated, right? But with the heat, and that heat getting right next to your brain, just like a woodpecker head is designed to peck into a tree. You know what I'm saying? The wood, you know what I mean? His head is designed. He can take those blows. We cannot. So the return of the goddess energy is here. It's permeating everything. And I was given this, I had this information a long time, but I really had to really understand, like, okay, what do we do with it, right? So as we're cleansing, you know what I'm saying, we have to go and talk to our wombs. We have to go, and a lot of people who have started a lot of these retreats for women and things of that nature, but it really has to start on a personal level first before you want to go and just be around a lot of women. You got to cleanse yourself first. You see what I'm saying? Because even though, like, you can say, oh, I'm natural, I never had a relaxer, I never had this, but you're still exposed to women who are, and we're, walking around holding this frequency of damage, toxicity, craziness. You know what I'm saying? We just, but the energy is here. It has come to, it has cleared out all of that bullshit. We cannot be manipulated anymore. We cannot be used as tools anymore, because now we have the information, right? So with the hair, the weaves, the like even with braiding our hair, we still, we've been taught to be so hard with our hair because it's like a kinky texture. You know what I'm saying? So with the weaves, a lot of women, they hate their natural hair. A lot of us hated our natural hair, or hated how we look with our natural hair, because I will tell you, when I wash my hair, I look just like Willis, off of different strokes. Y'all my age, y'all know what Willis Fro looked like. And we would just be like, oh my God, please hurry up, straighten it out, straighten it. You know what I mean? We hate it. We were taught to hate ourselves in these salons. We were taught and conditioned to hate our natural appearance. So bring in the straightening comb, bring in the relaxers, bring in the dryer. So look at the whole process of how you go through straightening your hair, and all of the heat and the onslaught of trauma that you are causing to the head, and how easy it is to shut down the crown chakra, because for the most part, we go into the salon, it's an addiction. We go into the salon once a week to every 2 weeks. So just to say, back in the day, when I had my shortcut, my little pixie cut, I would have to go to the salon every week to keep it looking polished, get my relaxer around my edges and in the back. Once I got the relaxer on, wash the relaxer off. Now you got to lay it down and before you go into the dryer, we got to put the strips on. So now I'm going under the dryer after having this relaxer on my head, even though it's supposedly washed out. So I'm going under the dryer. That's more heat, right? So after I get from under the dryer for about an hour, this onslaught of this heat. So now I got to go to the chair, and now she's about to curl it. Let's not forget about the blow dryer. There's a way to use the blow dryer, but let's not forget about all this trauma we've caused to our head, and then we have to go through this, and it had to be something that we did on a regular basis in order to continue to shut down the crown chakra. It's an addiction. Salons are trauma centers, but they will be transmuted into healing centers. But we gotta be right. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why everything is fucked up, if this is a feminine planet family, and it all started with the woman. Woman gave birth to the man. Woman was the first man's teacher. It's because of us. And I remember people like, okay, what did we do? What did we do that, we ended up in this predicament with the patriarchy taking over the planet? We did something, or we failed to do something. But it's not about really pointing fingers, but we got to know what the root is. Just like with cancer. When that cancer goes in remission and that person is doing amazing, and they still don't get to the root of whatever caused the cancer in the first place, that cancer is coming to take them out. That's just how it works. That's why our kids don't respect us. That's why we don't like each other. That's why we don't like our men. That's why our men don't like us. This is how we just put up, we putting up with each other. But now that we waking up, we want to, returning to our natural way of being. But when the woman, they say heal a woman, heal a nation, but you heal the woman, you heal the universe. You heal star systems, because we give birth. And so a lot of people, we don't want to hear this and we don't want to hear that. There's ways around this and there's ways around that. No, it's not. No, it's not, because the more we listened to a gentleman yesterday on TikTok, because the more we go up into these dimensions, we won't be doing any talking. Talking is the lowest form of communication to a spiritual person. We're supposed to be using telepathy. We're supposed to be communicating through feeling. We're supposed to be communicating through, just through, I'm supposed to be telling these trees, or they just feeling from my vibration, what it is that they need to do. I just did it the other day with the deer. I'm just seeing too many dead deer. I'm like, okay, it's one thing to see the symbology of a dead animal, but I'm just seeing way too many dead deer, especially the little babies. And so I communicated to the deer telepathically. I said, listen. And I seen one run in front of a car and just missed being hit. So I said, okay. Went into my mind. I said, y'all, dear, you're going to have to wait till traffic clears before y'all cross the street. Wait till a certain time of day when the sun starts to go down, or when the traffic is less. Cross then. Teach the younger deer how to cross. This won't be always. This traffic and all these streets, we're going to undam these rivers and streams and get rid of these lakes so that the water can naturally flow the way it's supposed to. All these streets and all this cement, this will be done away with, and you have to assure these animals, you know what I'm saying? So they can just come up to you and just, you know, you can pet them and do whatever. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. So we can't keep thinking it's just so cute. I'm getting this download, I'm getting this download, I'm getting this download. But what are you clearing? What generational curse have you stopped? The madness is over. Mama is home. Remember, me and Mother Sid was talking about that on the podcast. Like, Mama home. Mama going to get her kids. She got the robe on and the rollers in her hair. And those kids who ain't been listening, she got to snatch them up. And those of us who have been listening, we got to still man the fuck up. Yes, Mama, what you need me to do? You need me to get in there and cook? What is that you need me to do? Because in 2024, all these institutions, the schools, the churches, all of these things will be transformed. What they represented as bad, they are now going to be transmuted to the new, to the natural. So if you are a stylist, you were trained to shut down the crown chakra. But now it's time to clear the crown chakra. We have to do a lot of clearing. And I gave the crown chakra cleanse with the avocado. But the purple water is for let's back up. The crown chakra clearing with the avocado mix. I gave that in one of the videos. I believe it was the Minnie Riperton channel. The crown chakra cleanse. But like if your hair is thinning, if your hair is you experience a lot of shedding, you know what I'm saying? First of all, it starts with your diet. As far as your hair health it's all tied into your diet. One thing that will ravage hair is high blood pressure medicine and diabetes. The insulin will just ravage the hair, and it's you have to come off those medicines if you want your hair to really get back. And you got to come off them not medicines, those poisons. Like the high blood pressure is too many natural remedies that countless masters have given out, teachers and scholars, for anybody to be on blood pressure pills at this point. If you've been in this game long enough, it's time to come off of it. Get into that regimen where you can wean yourself off of it. But blood pressure medication and insulin will cause your hair to fall out and never grow back again. But your hair, is your crown. You know what I'm saying? Represents your glory. You know what I'm saying? What it used to say in the scriptures. And so now that the crown chakra has been reactivated, now we got to go through the whole process of re-teaching our, and this is the kicker. A lot of my clients would come to me and say they became natural because their daughters told them, I don't want a relaxer and I don't want my hair pressed. I want twists. These little babies, these little ancient souls came back telling their moms this. But most of these natural women was just as fucked up because they were not doing any work. They just wanted the look. You still got to do the internal work. You still got to go back in time and talk to that little you and apologize. You know what I'm saying? Or affirm. You know what I'm saying? And say, listen, I was taught wrong. You know what I'm saying? Brother Bobby told us to go and talk to that subconscious mind. But playtime is over. Rehearsal is over. All these things are over. So with the crown chakra cleanse, you want to do it as often. I do mine at least every 2 weeks. Unless my hair is like up. But I'm more or less prompted. I just did one. And it was like, okay, it's time to give the information. But if you are applying heat to some sister's hair, you are shutting down her crown chakra. If you are putting in weaves to some sister's hair, you are shutting down her crown chakra. It's a way to do these styles, y'all, without causing damage. But we got to undo. We got to undo a lot of this trash that we're calling beauty. Because it's nothing but trauma, beautiful trauma. Lexi Allergy came in and said trauma no longer exists. So that meant trauma will no longer be tolerated. Either you're going to heal from it, transmute it, and grow from it, or you're going to be taken out. That's just the realness of it. So everybody who's come past for a reading or a consultation or any type of interaction with me, it was a straight activation. Okay, it's time for you to go to work. And you got to accept your call. You got to accept what you were put down here to do. When I went natural, I felt so ugly. I felt so freaking ugly. I felt my hair look dumb. I felt, you know what I'm saying? And it was constantly told to me by my family, when are you gonna do your hair? Or, you know, I just knew I couldn't put any more color. I knew I couldn't put any more heat. I knew I couldn't, definitely couldn't do any more relaxers. I just was like, I can't do it. And I had to figure it out. Thank God I found so many sisters on YouTube going through the same thing. And so you would see me with my little 2 braids for the most part. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. These trauma centers, I mean, it's over. It's over. So if we as stylists were trained to shut down the crown chakra, we incarnated to activate it. All you got to do is let the trash go and step into your real role. You the shit. The crown chakra, helping the goddesses activate their crown chakra. Come on, sis. Ain't nothing to get mad about. Ain't nothing to get hurt about. Ain't nothing to beat yourself up about. You are and not only do you activate it, you know, we have to create these products that restore. Now it's time for, once we clear, now we got to bring in the restoration. We have to redeem ourselves. Nobody is coming to save us. Why do you think so many of us are single? Because this fallacy that we bought into about what a relationship is more trash. Especially if we're not in our natural minds, in our natural way. And we belittle the natural way as that's old time, that's outdated. No, that's who we are. So these rivers gonna flow. We gonna undam this madness, and you gotta choose what side of the street you gonna be on. When that storm happened here in Michigan, or in various parts of Michigan, and some of those places were ravaged because they didn't hold the vibration, so mama could pass over and say, oh no, they good. They want to keep this system going. Whether you like it or not, it is what it is. Barbers too. You were put here to activate, you incarnated to activate the heart, the crown chakra. That's when all of our chakras are in alignment. Now the crown chakra can do her thing, can do its thing. And we can send out these vibrations, healing the land naturally. Because we keep thinking, oh, it's going to be so bad. People like that, you already know how I feel about that. But it's going to be, we keep feeding and it's going to be so bad. It's going to be, no, it's not. This shit is going to naturally fucking heal. Like, how is that so hard to see? We get rid of the trash and everything that's supposed to be the way it's supposed to be naturally, that just naturally comes about. Why do you think so many of us don't like each other? Why do you think sisters just can't get along? Because we are mentally ill. We've bought into a whole lot of trash. A whole lot of trash. And we want to call it beauty. Superficial can never hold a candle to what is organic and what is natural. I don't care how much weave, outfit, name brand, procedure you have done. Nothing is going to replace the beauty of your soul, goddess. And so now the souls are shining. And you got to pick what side of the street you're going to be on. When we heal, everything else falls in line. We can't blame the men no more. We can't blame the kids no more. We can't blame the job no more. We can't blame nobody. Because mama home. Mama's home. So for your crown chakra activation, not activation, but clearing and restoration, Spirit is just going to begin to talk to you, especially if you're a stylist or you're just inclined to do hair. You're going to just come up with these products. This is what it does, goddesses. This is what you need, goddesses. Because the restoration has to come. This is the stage we are in. So when you're finally receiving your downloads, it's the most natural. I mean, we're going to be so in love with our natural way of being because that's just who we freaking are. See that house back there? It's very ironic that it would be going through some type of restoration as I'm doing this video, and that's what it is. When Alonza Van Zant was into her Europe practices way before she went mainstream, I loved her work, and she had this book called In the Meantime, and she explained each level of the house as the woman or the body and how it operated. And I was in an abusive relationship at the time, and it really helped me get out of that relationship. But that's what it is, family. We're going through our restoration. I love y'all. I'm proud of y'all who've been doing the work, overcoming your fears, dealing with your traumas, healing your traumas, reaching out for help, and then in turn, when you heal, you go out and you do your work. That's how it's supposed to work. That's how it's supposed to work. So this ain't to beat up on nobody and, this is what you should be doing, sis. You know what I'm saying? None of that. And we got to stop beating up on our men because they only following suit as to what we laid down. It is what it is. So when we heal, everything else heals. This is Tiffany Heals. Get in touch with me for your fairy readings, spiritual consultations, dream interpretations, tailor-made, inspirational voice notes, and your fairy dust. And I'll be adding some, actually I'll be doing this very soon, and everybody will be able to afford it, guided meditations for various different things. So that will be real soon, and we're about to do a lot of networking. The podcast is I'm going to cut it up into segments for different things. I'm going to expand so we can get more information in from various people. Doing extraordinary things on the planet. So we're just not going to be making these videos saying what we should do, what we could do, and we're talking about what we are doing and what we are implementing and what is going on. I love y'all. I love you so very much. So very much. It's time for us to restore and activate. Peace, fam. Love y'all.